Yo, guys, I hope you're well. So, earlier today, I did a short post about the EU Mafia and their drive for conscription. And I posted the ages of 16 years of age. I did a little bit of check-in, and 16 wasn't correct. It's probably 18 years of age. So, a lot of these European countries have a sweeping age range between 18 up to 50 years of age where people can be called up as reservists. But basically, the EU Mafia are driving to have some sort of EU army of conscripts. They are pushing for each country who is part of the EU to bring back conscription if they haven't already got conscription in the country. And the reason they're doing this is because there is a push for war. They are putting the EU countries under a war footing. And the best way to get resources and reserves is to bring back conscription. And conscription is compulsory. It means that once, and some countries will have males and females, some countries just have males, I think. And what they will have is make it mandatory for anyone between the ages of, say, 18 and 45 or 50 or whatever those sort of ages is to perform a period of time in the military. So that could be between 1 year, 2 years or more, who knows, and then possibly time as a reserve. So what I'm saying and what I'm asking for everyone here in the UK is, what do you feel about your children being compulsory conscripted into an army? And the army technically it's the UK army, but we will be under the reserve and the umbrella. We will be under the umbrella of the EU Mafia. Don't be confused and don't be fooled by anything. It is the EU Mafia who are looking into this and are muting this around. So, guys, it's getting quite scary because two things. One, the EU is literally taking over. So, as bad as Starmer is, as bad as this imbecile is, he is working under the umbrella of the EU Mafia. They've already put their bank up and they're lending money to EU countries to kickstart their defense campaigns. But what this is all about is not really about defense. It's not about defense at all. There is a clamor within the EU Mafia for war. They are absolutely gagging at the bit. They're licking their lips for war. And this reminds me, I've said this before, of what happened before the First World War. All of these countries put up their rhetoric and they started to race for armaments. They started to race to be ready for war. They literally thought the First World War would be fought as other wars had been fought, even the Boer War, not so many years before that. They didn't realize, or maybe they did, that the First World War would be an attritional war, a war that would take millions and millions and millions of lives. I mean, half the armies were still on horseback. Really? So this war they're pushing for, and I think I know the reason why they're pushing for it, but I'm not going to say it here, but they potentially think that this war could be quite quick, could be over quite quickly. I'm not too sure exactly who they're thinking about aiming war at. Who's going to be the enemy? I don't know. But I think they think that this war could enrich themselves. They can make themselves rich. This EU Mafia, that's all they're concerned about, is enriching themselves. They've said that they've got a really good credit rating, the EU credit rating. They're going to lend money to EU countries so that they can bolster their war effort, this, that, and everything else. But at the back of that, it's about making money for these people. They're all about making money. They're warmongers, but they're all about making money. So, guys, my question to you is, are you happy with your children being scooped up into this EU Mafia conscript scheme, whatever you want to call it? Are you happy that our children will be basically co-opted into any war that the EU Mafia chooses? So potentially you may not have an issue if Britain goes to war or if Britain has to defend itself. But what are your thoughts if your children are scooped up and forced to fight with a war in Poland or in Latvia or somewhere else that we have nothing to do with? Let me know down here in the comment section. Guys, this is getting really, really crazy. But the EU Mafia, they've set their eyes and their sight on war because they believe that war will enrich them and make them absolutely wealthy. But at what cost and at whose cost? Guys, let me know down here in the comment section. As soon as I know more, I'll let you know. But yeah, there seems to be a drive for war. And basically, who is going to be the fodder? Who is going to be the fodder, people? Who is going to be the collateral damage? Who are going to be the collateral people in this war? Let me know down here in the comment section. Guys, make sure you look after yourselves, you look after each other, and please answer the question, are you prepared for your children to be scooped up into this EU Mafia conscript scheme that they're cooking up? Guys, look after yourselves, look after each other, and please make sure you come back to the next Torn It TV reaction.